I definitely just said FC 450, and this is definitely not an FC 450. I can't believe I said that. JetBoyCo specifically invests in quality merchandise that not only I would wear every day, but stuff that you would wear every day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you want to see what's behind me. If you follow JetBoy on Instagram, you follow Larson Cycle, the dealership, on Facebook or Instagram, you may already know exactly what's behind me. Did I preface that I was moving to a new bike for 24 in the last JetBoyCo video, talking about my thoughts and feelings on my 23 TC250? Yes, I sure did. And do I have it already? Yes, I sure do. It's right behind me. Do you want to know what it is? You sure do. So without further ado, we've got the Husqvarna FC 450. Oh, wait, what? I definitely just said FC 450, and this is definitely not an FC 450. I can't believe I said that. So without further ado, JetBoyCo introduces the 2024 Bike of the Year, the 2024 FC 350 from Husqvarna. Husqvarna.
Mercedes.
FC 350.
Mercedes.
Oh, this bad girl right here is the choice of bike for me in 24. And I feel like I have a lot of really cool things to say about this bike and why this bike has been in the making for me for several years. I mean, this idea has been baking in the oven and it's almost burnt because it's been baking so long. I mean, we've been looking at the 350 for a long time, and I'm excited to tell you guys why and how I ended up on the 350. So without further ado, let's get into it. A few years ago, I was on Yami's. I test rode a couple bikes. I ended up on a Honda. I test rode, and then I had the Honda for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to a two-stroke. I've had a couple of years of four strokes with some expensive rebuilds. I don't, fully get it. I'm in a tough split. I'm going to the two-stroke, and I've been on two-strokes for a long time, and I've really loved them. The one thing that you guys wouldn't know is that a lot of my skill was improved on that Honda 250F. I started getting really good on that Honda. I started getting more aggressive. My riding style improved. I started actually whipping the bike on that Honda, and my skill set was greatly improved on that bike over that year, and that was on a four-stroke. I was really getting comfortable and fast on that. And then I went to the two-stroke, and after being on the two-strokes for so long, I've kind of realized that I've improved my skill set on a bike greatly, but over the last year I had some feelings of like, have I been limiting my potential or missing my full potential by being specifically on a two-stroke only? Like, I was getting so good on that four-stroke, why did I go away from it? I had valid reasons at that time, but now I just have had this feeling that I might be really fast on a four-stroke again. Like, I think I might really have an advantage by getting back on one. I think my style has been given that, I ride the clutch more two-stroke-esque, but my style has been a little bit more four-stroke-esque, and I think I would benefit more on the four-stroke. So that was a great deal of why I went back to a four-stroke. So this year, I've been on two strokes for a while. I did get to ride a four-stroke last year or last winter, I rode a 350. I rode a 23 350 actually last year. Tried that out. Thought, I rode it indoors. It was all right, whatever. And I just, and I had the 23 TC250, so I was in love with that thing. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna even blink an eye. Then as the season went on, I started test riding different bikes, seeing what I thought. Buddies, hey, can I ride your bike? Can I try this out? I rode KTM. I rode Husqvarna. I rode a Honda. I rode the TC 125. I mean, I rode all sorts of different bikes just to see, it wasn't going to hurt my, my decision. It was going to only help me. I rode 450s, I rode 250s, I rode 125s, I rode 350. I mean, I rode everything and just got a feel. Ultimately, the thing that I said here that was the most was like, I still was like 350. And then for a little bit there, I was like, Joe Shimoda, going back to the Honda, I loved that Honda that I had. That was one of my favorite bikes. And I was like, I might go to a Honda 250F. Like, I might get that. And I kind of mentioned it to another guy. And he was like, we can't go to a 250F. That's going to be a slower bike. You don't want to go backwards. And honestly, that resonated with me. I was like, you know what? You're right. I ultimately got that 300 because that thing was faster. I didn't like the 125 because it was slow. I've gone from the 250F 4-stroke to the 250 2-stroke because the 2-stroke was faster. I don't want the 450, but I wanted something faster than just that stock bike. And so he was right. I was like, I wouldn't want the 2TF. I would think it was slow and I would want to have to do a bunch of stuff to it to make it fast. And that's not what I want to do. That led me to going, okay, I'm going to ride a bunch of 350s and see what I think. Because that would be a good way. That would be a 4-stroke, blah, blah, blah. It would, and then we show up for one of the last ride days of the year, and the guys that parked next to me were both on 350s, both on 23 350s, and we're like, hey, if you want to ride it, let me know. Completely offering it. Not like, I didn't talk about it, I didn't say anything. They were just like, if you want to ride it, like, by all means, let us know, you can ride it. I'm like, okay. And I had already been kind of dabbling with the decision and whatever of like wanting to go to the 350, and so I ended up taking him up on it. And I was like, the dude had spring set up in his bike, set up for a little bit heavier than me, but stock bike with spring forks and spring shock, and just was like, I haven't done really much, that's it. I was like, okay. And I kid you not, I went out on this bike, and within the first lap, I was comfortable. I was jumping all of these super big jumps and doing stuff that like I wouldn't do on somebody else's bike normally because I'd be uncomfortable. And I got on that bike and was like, I think when I rode that bike with the spring setup, I was like, yeah, I'm going 350. That was the deciding factor for me, was getting on that bike and being comfortable within 2 laps. Like, I was like, yep, this is what I want to do. I liked the way the power felt. I knew I could improve on the things that I didn't, necessarily like about his bike, and was like, okay, well, I can do a couple different things and make it a little bit snappier, put the JetBoyCo take on it. So I was like, and I knew from my last video that I mentioned, when my dealer said, hey, my suspension guy said, if you put your spring stuff on this, you put it on this bike, but you can use it on different bikes. Because, invest in it now and use it later, right? And then I was like, light went off. I can take my spring stuff off of my 23 2-stroke and put it on my 24 4-stroke and have the spring setup that I want on my bike and immediately get into a comfortable bike. And that really, I was like, okay, that was what it took. And so that's why I would always recommend trying your friends' bikes, because you never know what's out there. And we're all amateurs. We're just here to ride dirt bikes and have a good time. And there's always potentially a better option for you. So by asking buddies, like, hey, can I try your bike? You never know. And so a perfect example, I rode the 350 that had spring forks. That I was like, okay, they were the 6500 kit. They weren't the Raven kit, but that doesn't matter. It's still springs. Boom, I was in love. I was like, yep, that's the bike for me. I'm gonna do it. And that then led me to going, okay, now how can I get a 350? What do I need to do? Talk to my dealer, Larson Cycles, shout out to them. And ultimately, we landed here at the 350. I got this bike because I'm excited for 4-stroke again. If you saw the posts, we're back on a 4-stroke. I'm really excited because I think this is gonna be really good for me. It's gonna, help my style and really help my overall skill on a dirt bike. and allow me to have, you know, a little bit more fun and kind of get away from the two-stroke arm pump. I still got the two-stroke to pump the arms up, you know, keep them, you know, spot on, but I got the four-stroke to just kind of fart around on, have a good time. And I'm excited to show you guys all this content that we're going to be creating with the four-stroke. And you know, I mean, of course, in JetBoyCo fashion, there's going to be tons of content on this thing. A bike build coming soon. We've already got the graphics and the work. And you know that following this video, I mean, what are we going to do? Of course, we're going to be, you know, getting this bike set up. We've got the stuff from the 23 that is going to just transfer right over. We're going to take the stuff off of this, transfer it back to the 23. So if you're watching this video and you're within the Midwest, hey, maybe you're even in Texas, maybe you're in Florida, maybe you're in South Carolina, maybe you're just anywhere in the United States, drop a comment. If you're interested in the 2023 JetBoyCo built TC250, a lot of brand new parts from the 350 are going on the 250, and that's gonna make that 23 like brand new bike. I mean, full wheels, full suspension, all brand new top end, comes with an extra top end. Wanted to do you guys right, we'll put a new seat cover on it, really get that bike dialed in. Go to JetBoyCo.com, follow JetBoyCo on Instagram, Facebook, wherever your social media platform of choice is. And keep an eye out because the 23 will be for sale. I mean, I'm excited to show you this bike. I'm excited to get into the build. I don't want to bore you to death with all of the, you know, crazy things about this, because a lot of the, you know, four strokes are the same in the sense, you know, they, of course, you know, oh, we did a better seat cover, you know, they did little whatevers, blah, blah, blah. But they did redefine a bunch of stuff for the 23, and they carried that over the 24. They did a new motor, they did all sorts of new suspension, they did different, you know, like they reinforced the swing arm on 23, they did all this crazy stuff, and that was really the unveiling. So there's tons of videos out there. I'm not gonna bore you to death with all of that, but this is a super sick platform. I'm really excited for the 350 and the 350 power. Like, I'm not gonna have to do much to this bike to get it really dialed in. And one of the cool things that I feel like JetBoyCo offers is showing you guys how you can get into the dirt bike lifestyle or get the bike that you think is super sick without having to do an insane build. Like, you don't need to go spend an absurd amount of money or an insane amount of effort and money to get some crazy built bike. Like, you can do a few things and get a super sick bike. And so that's why I want to show you guys along. We're gonna sling you into some shots of the bike and show you around here and show you some of the cool things that this bike has to offer from a visual perspective. But if you really want, you know, an in-depth look at these bikes, of course, you can go to plenty of the other media outlets that cover, you know, the shootouts and that kind of stuff, because that's where they're going to give you a real, you know, rundown of this bike and give you an idea of, you know, the 24. But you guys are here because you want to know why I'm going to it, and that's why I liked explaining that. Is I think this is going to be a real good effort in my career for racing and really, you know, excel, you know, my abilities. And I'm excited to show you guys the 24. You know, like I had somebody comment like, yo, I'm excited to see you on a 4-stroke. It's been a few years. Like, a lot of you have joined while I've been on 2-strokes. I've been a 2-stroke guy, but before that I was on 4-strokes a long time. So this is gonna be super cool. It's gonna be a new experience for you all. It's gonna be a new experience for me. Getting on this bike is just gonna be super rad, and I'm excited to take you along. I mean, of course, first ride. Bike's only got 3 hours on it. I literally haven't even started it. Rolled it home just like you saw in the last video, and now it's sitting here and we're doing this sick video, and I'm just stoked. So without further ado, I'm not gonna keep babbling. You guys are tapped into the dirt bike lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe to JetBoyCo on YouTube, and of course on any of your other social media platforms, search JetBoyCo. Make sure to hit the follow button because we're on there, we're posting content. And if you like the hat that I'm wearing, you like the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, make sure to check out JetBoyCo.com for all of your dirt bike lifestyle needs. We got things from hats to sweatshirts to workout shirts to grip donuts to grip covers. I mean, we got stuff in the works. You guys are seeing this now, so in the beginning of JetBoyCo, we're gonna go from JetBoyCo to the universe. We're gonna take the dirt bike lifestyle around the world. By doing so, you can get yourself some merch and represent just along right with us, or you can get some merch, represent right along with us, and live the dirt bike lifestyle that we're living as well. So without further ado, thanks for listening to JetBoyCo. Thanks for listening to me. Peace out, dirt bike lifestyle. and we'll catch you in the build video. Peace out.